Welcome to our defense briefing show. Today, we're diving into some sizzling headlines that are making waves across the globe. First up, TikTok moms are raving about the stylish Old Navy swim dress that's comfortable, flattering, and totally on trend. But hurry, it's flying off the shelves. Next, we explore the controversial Iran strikes. President Trump claimed a huge win, but leaked intel suggests Iran's nuclear program might just be temporarily slowed down. Experts warn the real impact is still uncertain, and diplomatic efforts are more important than ever. Finally, U.S. senators are split over the bombing of Iran's nuclear sites. While Republicans hail it as a success, Democrats are skeptical, arguing the damage might not be as extensive as claimed. The debate over presidential war powers is heating up. Please continue to watch for more details on these stories. The Yahoo US article highlights the growing popularity of Old Navy swim dresses among moms on TikTok, emphasizing their comfort, flattering fit, and stylish appearance, which has led to rapid sellouts. These swim dresses stand out as a fashionable alternative that defies traditional matronly stereotypes, offering women a cute and comfortable option for summer. The trend reflects a shift towards embracing functional yet fashionable swimwear that caters to modern moms seeking both style and ease during beach outings or poolside lounging. Foreign Policy Situation Report delves into the aftermath of the U.S. strikes on Iran's nuclear facilities, drawing parallels to the 2003 Mission Accomplished banner incident during Bush's Iraq War. President Trump has claimed that the strikes were a legendary success, but leaked intelligence suggests only a temporary setback, possibly just months, rather than the total destruction of Iran's nuclear capability. Experts warn that the damage may be superficial, with Iran potentially moving or hiding its uranium stockpile, and emphasize the importance of international inspections to truly assess the impact. The administration's efforts to control the narrative have been met with skepticism, as questions remain about the true extent of Iran's nuclear program and the long-term implications of the strikes. CBC reports on the divided reactions of U.S. senators following a classified briefing about the strikes, revealing a stark partisan divide. While Republicans expressed confidence that Iran's nuclear sites were significantly damaged and praised the operation as a success, Democrats voiced concerns over the lack of detailed intelligence and questioned whether the mission was as effective as claimed. Democratic senators like Chuck Schumer and Chris Murphy emphasized that the limited intelligence only set Iran's program back by a few months, criticizing the administration for overhyping the results. This debate underscores ongoing tensions over congressional authority in military actions and the need for transparency regarding intelligence assessments as the U.S. grapples with the true impact of its military interventions in Iran. The Deutsche Welle article vividly depicts the dire situation in Gaza, where food scarcity has become a relentless nightmare for civilians. Hunger is widespread, with shortages of essential supplies like formula threatening the lives of newborns, casting a shadow of despair over the war-torn Palestinian territory. Meanwhile, violence persists in the West Bank as Palestinians clash with Israeli settlers, highlighting the ongoing turmoil and instability that exacerbate the humanitarian crisis. The article paints a stark picture of suffering, emphasizing that the conflict's ripple effects extend beyond political boundaries, deeply affecting the daily lives and survival of ordinary people caught in the crossfire. The Associated Press report takes a sharply contrasting tone, focusing on the contentious debate within the U.S. media and political spheres over military actions and intelligence reports concerning Iran. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth's fierce criticism of his former Fox News colleague Jennifer Griffin underscores the deep divisions over how the U.S. government's military interventions and intelligence assessments are portrayed and interpreted. The story unfolds against the backdrop of political tension, with the Trump administration's anger over leaked intelligence reports that question the extent of Iran's nuclear capabilities. This controversy reveals the complex interplay between media narratives, government transparency, and national security, illustrating how information leaks and differing interpretations can ignite political battles and influence public perception. The CBC article vividly captures the passionate debate surrounding Prime Minister Mark Carney's nation-building projects bill in Canada, a sweeping legislation designed to accelerate economic development amidst global trade tensions. While the bill promises to streamline approval processes for major infrastructure and resource projects potentially boosting the economy, it faces fierce opposition from indigenous leaders who fear it undermines their rights and sovereignty. Senators like Paul Prosper voiced concerns that the legislation could trample indigenous interests and lead to inadequate consultation, risking environmental degradation and social injustice. Despite government assurances of respecting indigenous rights and promises of engagement, the bill's rapid passage has sparked accusations of betrayal and racism, highlighting the delicate balance between economic urgency and the need for inclusive, respectful development. The New York Times vividly captures the internal struggles within the Democratic Party through Senator Elissa Slotkin's candid critique, portraying a party that appears fragmented and lacking cohesive leadership. Slotkin, a rising star with a background in intelligence and military service, calls for bold reforms and urges her colleagues to challenge their sacred cows, whether it's immigration policies, climate change strategies, or economic priorities. She emphasizes the importance of pragmatic, results-driven policies that focus on rebuilding the middle class, creating jobs, and restoring public trust, while also advocating for reforms to curb corporate influence in politics. Her fiery speech underscores a call for unity and action, urging Democrats to act as a team rather than a collection of disparate interests, especially as they face the formidable challenge of countering Donald Trump's influence and reclaiming power. The Associated Press provides a detailed technical account of the U.S. military's precise use of bunker-buster bombs against Iranian nuclear sites, revealing the extent of long-term intelligence and engineering efforts that culminated in the recent strikes. The narrative describes how decades of classified research, modeling, and testing led to the development of the GBU-57AB massive ordnance penetrator, a weapon designed to target Iran's underground facilities, particularly the Fordo fuel enrichment plant. Pentagon officials confidently assert that these bombs successfully destroyed the sites, emphasizing the meticulous planning and technological sophistication involved. However, lingering questions remain about whether Iran's highly enriched uranium was affected, illustrating the complex aftermath of such precision strikes and the ongoing uncertainty about Iran's nuclear capabilities. Yahoo US offers a poignant, human-centered portrait of life in Iran amid ongoing conflict, focusing on the recent ceasefire and its impact on residents of Tehran. The piece vividly describes the emotional rollercoaster faced by families returning to a city scarred by Israeli airstrikes, with stories of relief intertwined with anxiety about the fragile peace holding. It highlights personal narratives such as Nika's cautious optimism and Keyvan Sakit's heartbreak over the destruction of his home, underscoring the profound toll of war on ordinary Iranians. Despite the renewed activity in Tehran streets and the city's tentative steps toward normalcy, fears of renewed violence cast a shadow over this fragile resurgence. The article paints a compelling picture of resilience and uncertainty, capturing the complex human reality behind the headlines of conflict and ceasefire. ABC reports that U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth passionately lashed out at the press during a Pentagon briefing, accusing journalists of harboring hatred towards Donald Trump. which he claimed fueled skepticism about the U.S. strike on Iran's Fordo nuclear facility. Hex's emotional outburst targeted specific reporters, notably Fox's Jennifer Griffin, suggesting their negative coverage was motivated by a desire to undermine the success of the operation, which he declared a historically successful attack that should be celebrated. Despite expert cautions that Iran might have secretly relocated nuclear material prior to the strike, Hexes insisted there was no intelligence indicating such movement and emphasized the damage inflicted, asserting it would take years for Iran to rebuild its nuclear capabilities. He highlighted the decades-long planning behind the operation, describing how military officers had meticulously studied Fordo for over 15 years, recognizing it as a covert nuclear weapons site rather than a peaceful facility. Meanwhile, General Dan Kane recounted the precision and complexity of the military operation, detailing the extensive intelligence and planning involved, from underground construction to environmental assessments, affirming that the strike was a culmination of years of covert work. The media's ongoing efforts to verify the impact through satellite imagery and leaked assessments contrasted with Trump's praise for the operation, which he called professional and a major success, dismissing concerns about Iran's potential nuclear material movements. Overall, the article depicts a tense clash between military confidence and media skepticism, amplified by political rhetoric that frames the strike as a pivotal moment in U.S. efforts to curb Iran's nuclear ambitions. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopsis thoughtfully curated by the 6DO team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6DO Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6DO team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6DO Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6DO Brief via email.
Turn on the TV screen, see the world unseen. China's on the news tonight, history in the spotlight. Scroll through my phone again, find out where to begin. Stories from the east to west, learning from the very best. News in China every day, learning in a fun new way. From the cities to the farms, feel the heartbeat, feel the charm. Ancient tales in modern times, mountains high and river rhymes. Culture rich in every town, golden driving never down. Every headline a new friend, from beginning to the end, connecting hearts through every word. China's story always heard. friend, from beginning to the end, connecting hearts through every word. China's story always heard.